From iconic fashion labels to beloved local food and drink brands, 2024 has seen some of Australia's most familiar names disappear. In this video, we're counting down all the Aussie retailers and businesses that went bust this year. Some you'll remember fondly, others might surprise you. Stay tuned to see which brands couldn't survive the challenges of today's economy. Carl's Jr. entered Australia with big ambitions and a bold American flair, hoping to carve out its own place in our crowded fast food scene. Since opening its first restaurant back in 2016, the chain steadily grew and eventually reached 24 locations across the country, each promising those classic burgers that made the brand a US favourite. For a while, it looked like Carl's Jr. might become a long-term player down under. But the Australian fast food market is one of the toughest anywhere. High operating costs, fierce competition and rapidly shifting customer habits slowly tightened the pressure. By July 2024, the dream of nationwide expansion had stalled. The master franchisee CJ's Group entered voluntary administration, with KPMG's David Hardy, George and Emily Seitz stepping in to assess the situation and search for a path forward. Despite the uncertainty, Carl's Jr. restaurants across Australia remain open for now. Loyal customers can still grab their favourite burgers while the company's future is being decided. Whether the brand can recover and continue expanding here is still unknown, but its story has become yet another reminder of how challenging the Australian food market can be. For decades, Beston's Edwards Crossing cheese was a quiet favourite among Aussie households, known for its quality and for representing the best of South Australian dairy craftsmanship. But in 2024, the company behind it, Beston Global Food Company, faced a downturn that few saw coming. In September, a Japanese takeover bid for one of its key factories collapsed, leaving the business without the lifeline it desperately needed. What followed was a perfect storm of challenges: lingering pandemic-era debt, soaring interest rates, higher operating costs, and milk prices that simply couldn't keep pace with the competition. Even with an impressive $170 million in revenue recorded in the last financial year, the financial pressure became too much. The company, which employs 159 staff, entered voluntary administration and began searching for a path to stabilise its operations. Alongside Edwards Crossing, Beston also produces its Mabel's line and exports a wide range of dairy products overseas, making the administration announcement a shock for both workers and loyal customers. While production continues for now, the future of Edwards Crossing cheese remains uncertain, marking yet another reminder of how volatile the Australian food manufacturing landscape can be. For generations, Godfreys was the go-to name for vacuums across Australia, the kind of retailer many Aussies grew up seeing in their local shopping strips. But in 2024, the company's long-standing presence came to an abrupt halt. In March, Godfreys Group collapsed less than 2 months after entering voluntary administration, marking one of the most significant retail failures of the year. Administrators from PwC revealed that despite running a comprehensive search for potential buyers, no viable offers emerged to keep the business alive. Without a rescue option, the company announced a progressive wind-down of operations across both Australia and New Zealand. The collapse came with a heavy human toll. An estimated 193 jobs were expected to be cut as stores began preparing for closure. For a retailer that had once dominated the market with its door-to-door sales history and later its nationwide footprint, the end felt like the close of a chapter in Australian retail culture. As the remaining stores continue their wind down, customers are witnessing the final days of a brand that served households for nearly a century. A reminder of how dramatically the retail landscape has shifted. For nearly 4 decades, Harold stood as one of Australia's most recognisable names in luxury fashion, offering high-end labels and a boutique experience that drew shoppers in Melbourne, Sydney and beyond. But in 2024, the prestige surrounding the brand couldn't shield it from mounting financial pressure. In early October, the 4 entities that make up the Harrods Group were placed into liquidation, bringing an abrupt end to the retailer's long-running story. Reports confirmed that the business had collapsed while owing more than $12 million, a figure that underscored how tough the trading environment had become. According to liquidator SMB Advisory, the downfall was tied largely to the difficult post-pandemic economy. Luxury retail, already a niche sector, had been hit by reduced discretionary spending, higher operational costs, and persistent shifts toward online competitors. Although Harrods had invested in its own online store in recent years, it wasn't enough to counter the economic headwinds. With liquidation now underway, Australians are witnessing the closure of a brand that once set the benchmark for luxury fashion retail. Its fall serves as another reminder of how even established icons can struggle in today's volatile market. The story of the essential ingredient is one many Aussie food lovers didn't expect to hear in 2024. After nearly 38 years supplying gourmet ingredients, specialty cookware and online culinary delights, the beloved retailer collapsed into voluntary administration in October. PricewaterhouseCoopers, PwC, was appointed to take control of the process, with Administrator Robert Dietrich confirming that the company's financial troubles had been building for some time. According to PwC, the lingering impact of stock losses during COVID closures, combined with rising operating costs, had eroded profitability to a point where administration became unavoidable. Despite the setback, there is a glimmer of hope. The essential ingredient announced it would continue trading while a formal sale process takes place, aiming to keep stores open and maintain supply for chefs, home cooks and hospitality businesses who rely on its unique range. Still, the collapse marks a significant moment for Australia's food and retail community. A brand that introduced many Australians to high-quality pantry staples and global flavours is now fighting to secure its future in an increasingly tough retail environment. Few announcements hit Australians quite like the news that King Island Dairy, a brand woven into the nation's culinary identity, will close its doors after more than 120 years. In September, parent company Saputo confirmed that operations would cease and the iconic Tasmanian label would be retired by mid-2025. Saputo Dairy Australia President Leanne Cutts said the decision was far from easy. The company had searched for a buyer in the hope of keeping the historic cheesemaker alive, but no suitable offer emerged. Cutts also pointed to a changing industry, where shifting market conditions and rising costs have made it increasingly difficult for traditional, regional producers to stay competitive. King Island Dairy has long been celebrated for its award-winning cheeses, its connection to local farmers, and its contribution to Tasmania's food tourism. The closure not only signals the end of a beloved brand, but also raises concerns about the future of niche dairy producers across Australia. As the countdown to its shutdown begins, many Aussies are reflecting on the role King Island Dairy played in shaping Australia's premium cheese culture and what its loss means for the industry moving forward. Booktopia was once Australia's go-to destination for online book lovers, offering millions of titles to readers nationwide. But 2024 brought an unexpected turn for the beloved retailer, which entered voluntary administration in July after failing to secure emergency funding. The company appointed McGrath Nicole partners Keith Crawford, Matthew Caddy and Damien Pasfield to manage the restructuring process, tasked with finding ways to stabilise operations and explore potential buyers. Despite investing $12 million in a state-of-the-art customer fulfilment centre just last year, the business struggled as Australians cut back on discretionary spending, leading to a 21% drop in revenue. Booktopia had long been praised for its wide selection, fast delivery and support for local authors. Its sudden financial troubles have left a void in the Australian online book market and raised questions about the sustainability of niche retailers in a changing economy. While the administration process continues, loyal customers can still browse and order books for now. The coming months will determine whether Booktopia can turn the page on this chapter or if it will become another cautionary tale in the country's retail history. For decades, Tupperware was a household name in Australia, transforming kitchens with its iconic food storage solutions and home party model. But in 2024, the company announced it would be leaving the Australian market, ending a long-standing presence in homes and pantries nationwide. The decision came after Tupperware Brands filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in the US in September. Shortly after, it became clear that operations down under would be wound up, with production and sales ceasing in the country. The move is expected to affect around 10,000 consultants and 300 warehouse staff, many of whom had built careers around the brand. According to reports, Tupperware will now focus on its core markets in the US, Canada, Mexico, Brazil, China, India, Korea and Malaysia, leaving Australian customers to bid farewell to a brand that had long been synonymous with convenience and innovation in food storage. While some products may still be available online or through remaining stockists, the closure marks the end of an era for Australian households. Tupperware's departure serves as a stark reminder of how even long-loved brands can struggle in a rapidly changing global market. Mosaic Brands, once a staple of Australian high street fashion, has faced a dramatic collapse in 2024. Known for operating popular retail chains such as Katie's, Rivers and Miller's, the company entered voluntary administration last month, leaving the future of hundreds of employees in jeopardy. KPMG Australia, acting as receivers and managers for the Mosaic Brands Group, confirmed that nearly 500 staff members will lose their jobs as the company prepares to shut all Katie stores, along with 80 other locations across its portfolio. In total, 160 stores will close, marking a significant reduction in the presence of the once prominent fashion retailer. The closures highlight the pressures facing mid-tier fashion brands in Australia's competitive retail environment. Rising costs, changing consumer habits, and a shift toward online shopping have made it increasingly difficult for brick-and-mortar stores to remain profitable. As administrators work through the wind-down process, loyal shoppers are seeing the end of an era for Mosaic Brands. The closures serve as a stark reminder of how quickly even well-known retail chains can be impacted in a shifting market. For over a decade, Dion Lee had been one of Australia's most celebrated fashion labels, beloved by celebrities and style insiders alike. Founded in 2009 by Dion Lee himself at just 23 years old, the brand quickly became synonymous with innovative design and red carpet glamour, dressing stars like Taylor Swift, Kylie Minogue and Meghan Markle. Yet 2024 proved to be a challenging year. After Q withdrew its stake in the business, Dion Lee entered voluntary administration earlier in the year. The brand explored multiple options to secure a buyer and expand internationally, including in the United States. But by August, no viable offer had been found. As a result, the company announced it would be wound up, ending the run of one of Australia's most influential fashion houses. Dion Lee's collections, ranging from a few hundred to several $1,000s, had been a fixture in luxury boutiques and on the global stage. Its closure leaves a gap in the Australian fashion scene, a stark reminder of the pressures faced by high-end designers in a competitive market. While the garments may continue to be admired, the era of Dion Lee as a homegrown label comes to a close. Rex, one of Australia's most recognised regional airlines, faced a turbulent year in 2024. Known for connecting smaller cities with the nation's capitals, Rex had expanded aggressively since 2020, operating 737 flights to destinations including Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide and Brisbane. However, the airline struggled in the post-pandemic environment. Rising costs, reduced passenger numbers and operational challenges took their toll. In February, Rex reported a net loss of $3.2 million for the first half of the 2023/24 financial year, signalling that financial pressures were mounting. By July 2024, the airline collapsed, leaving many passengers and staff uncertain about the future of regional air travel. Despite the collapse, there is a glimmer of hope for Rex. The Australian government announced in November it would provide up to $80 million to ensure that regional flights can continue operating, safeguarding essential air links for smaller communities. For now, Rex remains in a state of transition. While the airline's collapse shook the industry, this government intervention could help the carrier maintain its critical regional services, offering a potential lifeline for one of Australia's key aviation players. Stevens Construction, a New South Wales-based builder with a track record of delivering hundreds of millions of dollars in projects, faced an unprecedented collapse in 2024. Established in 2006, the company had earned a strong reputation for reliability and quality across residential and commercial developments. In May, Stevens Construction entered voluntary administration, citing mounting pressures that made continued operations unsustainable. According to a statement on the company's website, the construction industry has been grappling with significant challenges since the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic. Unprecedented disruptions have led to skyrocketing building costs, reduced productivity, and critical shortages of materials and skilled labour, the company explained. These combined pressures placed immense strain on Stevens Construction, ultimately forcing the decision to halt operations. The announcement shocked clients, employees, and industry partners who had relied on the firm's experience and expertise. While the voluntary administration process is underway, the collapse serves as a stark reminder of how vulnerable even established companies are in a volatile construction market. Stevens Construction's story underscores the lasting impact of pandemic-era disruptions on Australian businesses. Bonza, a budget airline that launched in early 2023 with high hopes of shaking up Australia's low-cost aviation market, saw its journey end abruptly in 2024. Despite initial enthusiasm, the airline officially went into administration in April and was liquidated just a few months later after failing to secure a buyer. The collapse had a significant human impact. Approximately 500 employees lost their jobs almost 2 months after the administration process began, with the workers collectively owed an estimated $10.8 million in entitlements. For a company that had barely begun operations, the closure was a stark reminder of the challenges facing new entrants in Australia's competitive aviation sector. Bonza had aimed to offer affordable flights to regional destinations and compete with established carriers, but a combination of high operating costs, market pressures, and the difficulties of scaling rapidly in a post-pandemic industry proved insurmountable. While the airline's brief existence captured public attention, its closure highlights the volatility of the aviation market and the risks that come with launching new ventures. Bonza's story is now a cautionary tale for aspiring challengers in the low-cost airline space. Hawker's Beer, a Melbourne-based craft brewery, has been a favourite among beer enthusiasts since its founding in 2014. Known for its innovative flavours and strong local presence, the company grew quickly to become one of Melbourne's largest craft beer manufacturers and distributors. However, early 2024 brought financial challenges. In February, Hawker's announced it had entered voluntary administration and appointed administrators to oversee the business. Founder and Managing Director Mazen Hadjar assured customers and staff that it's business as usual, highlighting the team's continued commitment to brewing and distribution. Hadjar explained that rising distribution costs, restricted access to taps and shelf space by larger competitors, and broader economic pressures, including higher input costs and taxes, had made administration necessary. The post-COVID market proved especially difficult for independent breweries facing aggressive competition and changing consumer habits. Despite the setbacks, Hawker's continues to operate, while administrators explore potential solutions to stabilise the company. The brewery's story is a reminder that even beloved local brands can face tough economic realities. Hawker's Beer remains a staple of Melbourne's craft beer scene, with hopes for a renewed future in the city's vibrant brewing industry. Marquee Retail Group, the parent company behind popular fashion accessory brands, Colette by Colette Hayman and The Daily Edited, faced financial difficulties in 2024 that led it to enter voluntary administration. Despite the announcement, the company assured customers and staff that business as usual would continue, aiming to keep all 60 stores open and retain its 400-strong workforce. The retailer cited a decline in sales between October 2023 and March 2024 as a key factor, driven by higher interest rates and inflation, which squeezed consumer spending. Additionally, ongoing debt with the Australian Taxation Office further impacted the company's performance and financial stability. While in administration, Marquee Retail Group continued to operate its stores, focusing on delivering products to loyal customers and maintaining brand presence, all while exploring potential buyers for the business. The company emphasised that the administration process was intended to stabilise operations rather than disrupt them. Marquee's story highlights the challenges facing mid-tier fashion retailers in Australia, particularly in a period of economic uncertainty. The coming months will determine whether the company can secure a buyer and preserve its well-known brands for the future. And there you have it, a look back at all the Aussie retailers and businesses that went bust in 2024. Some of these brands shaped our everyday lives, while others showed just how tough the market can be. Which of these closures surprised you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories from Australia's ever-changing business landscape.